Hello, beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And what a beautiful day. Even though today was one of those days. Is it going to rain? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Is it? Maybe. I don't know. So anyway, I love you all, and I hope you're getting out in nature. And also is to let love guide you, not fear. Make sure whatever you're going through is face your fears. Like I was doing the I am affirmations, is I am not afraid. Or you can do like I am facing my fears. So anyway, with that being said, is also thank you to all of you who have been here, love and support Starlight. And thank you for those of you who give me thumbs up, who share my videos, who leave me a comment. So thank you for all of you out there. And also, if anyone would like to send any love donations, you can through my Cash App, and I will have the information here. Ting! There is, sorry, it's probably my hair out here. So anyway, before I start this video, now today is the topic is the truth is coming out. The truth is, this is the time for the truth to come out, and it's coming out all over on YouTube, through the news and all this stuff is, but people have to be open-minded and not to believe everything they hear out in this world, in this reality. And what is Starlight talking about is what I'm talking about. And I knew this a long time ago, and I'm just going to kind of backtrack and then get to where we are today. I knew this a long time ago with like the Hollywood stars, a lot of them, not all of them, have sold their soul to be the stars that they are today, worshiping a different God, not the creator, the God of this world. And so with those particular Hollywood stars is that they had, when they signed that contract, there was, stuff in that contract is that they can't just do whatever, they sold their soul. So they kind of got to go, by that contract. And if they don't, there could be really severe penalties that could happen to them, or even their loved ones. Things could happen in their life, all different kind. You never know what could happen for punishments of not doing what they signed the paper for. So it is a lot of the Hollywood stars, they could put on the news that they killed themselves. Where did they really kill themselves, or did somebody else do that? Did they set it up to make it look like they did that? So there's a lot of things out in the world where people, might believe everything they hear on the news. Like with all the Hollywood stars, like when you read, it's on the, well, I don't even know. Do we even get newspapers anymore? But when people get the news, when they hear about a Hollywood stars, you always got to question, is that really what happened to them? Or did somebody do something to these people? You would be a fool to believe everything on the news. Yes, I said that. You would be a fool if you just believed everything that the news people tell you, which I met one person. That was during voting times, I was like, no, I'm not. No, we're good. So that was one person out of everyone else that I met. Most people, when I talk about the news to somebody and say, yeah, you can't believe everything that you hear on the news. Most people, oh yeah, I know that, man. And then I get people saying, I don't even watch the news, because they know how much bullshit there is going on with the news. So there's people that are waking up to these truths that is you can't believe everything you've been told, and it's been from the beginning of time. We've been lied to. They've been doing this for our whole life, and my heart goes out to the the kids are going through, and they're going to go through the same stuff. But of course, just like in the history books, they're always changing stuff around, because they, people get upset of these things, with the truth will set you free, but it will piss you off. And so you really got to really pay attention to what you believe as far as things that are going out in the world, as far as on the news. And so I wanted to start off with the Hollywood stars, because I don't know how many people out there in the world would know that, yes, I do know, Starlet, you are right, that yes, those Hollywood stars, a lot of them had to do some kind of crazy ass stuff to, they didn't just walk in there and just become that star. There was things that they had to do, embarrassing things that they had to do to be who they are today. And there was a lot going on a while back, not too long ago, before, with all these, and it's kind of funny, it's now you don't even see it on the news. Where did it go? I don't even watch the news, but I don't get any pop-ups on my phone anymore, because they'll put another distraction out there, with bomb threats and blowing places up, so then you're not thinking about all this other stuff going on, the Epstein files, I haven't even seen anything popping up on my phone on that anymore, and this is what they do, is they get people distracted on something else, because they don't want you to focus on this horrible stuff going on. No, they want you to get stressed out. They want to put fear out there, get you afraid, get you paying attention to the prices of the oil and the gas, and the prices in the food, get you to, here, look over here. And you know what, it's the same technology that not technology, it's the same technique that I did on my children when they were little. You know what, when they were having a fit, how I got them, so I got them to forget about what was going on. I distracted them, did something, and then they forgot all about what they were so upset about, and it worked like a charm. So if you got kids, you can distract them. They're flipping out, having a fit, because they're young yet. They didn't get what they wanted, and there's so many ways you can distract them, and that's exactly what they do in this world, is they distract people. Oh, you think that's bad over there? Here, what about this one? What do you think about that one? You don't like that one either, huh? Now I got you, at least I got you from, get off the Epstein files and focus on this now. See, it worked. They use fear to do this to people. So this video is really about not letting fear control you, because I'll tell you what, they feed off of your fear. They really do. These people, entities, aliens, or whatever you want, whatever is out there, they feed on your fear. So that's why it's so important, is to fear not. Fear not. Do not be afraid. And I've been learning a lot as far as different things that are going on in the world. I don't watch the news, but I do get stories, they've been having stories about these scientists disappearing and dying off, and not just that, but people that are influencers that are, dying. Like they just had the story of David Wilcock. So I'm making this video is to explain to people out there is that, the Hollywood stars, everybody makes it look good in front of everybody, Nobody, you know what? Who likes to really, I want to see people's hands, like, when things are not really going good, do you want everybody to know when, things are not going good in your life? There are some people that do, they like that negative attention, but, maybe I need to explain this a little different, is, we like attention when things are going great, and so there's a lot of things going on. The truth is coming out because there's people that are influencers out there, like Starlight, like my mentor, like so many other people out on YouTube, and they're, you know, I've said this many times to other people, even reaching out for help in different areas. I tell them, I put my neck out on the line for people, and I do. And when I say that, I mean that, as I do. Anybody that's out there using their voice out there that is an influencer, they're putting their neck out on the line to put the truth out in the world so people will know the truth instead of believing a lie. And that is what this video is about. So the Hollywood stars, you got the Hollywood stars. Here, I only thought, you know, hey, if I'm not a Hollywood star, I ain't got nothing to worry. I'm not no Hollywood star. I didn't go and sign my name off to worship some false god out there. I don't got nothing to worry about. I ain't got nothing to worry about. And I don't really, you know why? Because I am protected. Is that with all these things that I've been hearing, you know, mainly because of my mentor makes videos on these topics, you know, there was a while back, there was a man that got shot for using his voice. That was a long time ago, you know, gee, that was last year sometime, you know. So now we're getting like people that are using their voice out in the world, you know, or you know, because they got some truth, like scientists, they're telling the truth, they're finding out things, you know, or people that have inventions that they want to help out the planet, you know, and these people are, you know, dying, you know. But do you believe the stories that, you know, that all these people actually kill themselves, you know, when they're in the middle of all this, they're just going to end their life, you know? So you got to really ask yourself, does it make any sense about all these scientists, you know, the same kind of stories that they have out there? So that is what this video is about, is to bring awareness, is to really, you know what, is to the people that are out there. I don't know who you guys watch, or girls, I don't know who you watch out on YouTube or wherever, you know. The people that are out there using their voice to be a voice to help other people out in the world by putting their truth out. You don't know what these people are going through in the background. You don't know what their life is like, you know, behind the scenes. So what I'm saying here in this video is, please really respect those people that are using their voice. They don't have to be perfect at what they're doing, is that they're out there and they are sticking their necks out on the line. Because, you know, like I just seen a title today is Who's Next, you know, and that's the whole thing. These people that are, I believe, are killing these people off, like the scientists, to shut them out. You know, they don't want people to know these truths. Influencers that are speaking up and saying stuff, you know, putting stuff on their YouTube channel. Nobody should be killed because they're using their voice. And they do want to take the freedom of speech away. You know, during COVID time, that shit was going on. They didn't want, sorry, Starlight's got an itch here. They didn't want us to speak up about our rights. And that is what really pushed me as far as a YouTuber to be out here, is to, you know, use my voice while we have it, while I have it, you know, is that I don't tell you everything on my YouTube channel as far as what my journey has been like. There's been bits and pieces, you know, on my journey here. I just heard a video from my mentor last night about a scientist lady that is no longer here, you know, and she did let people know that I did not kill myself. If they say I killed myself, I didn't. If they said I shot somebody, I didn't. Because, see, she knew that people were stalking her. I just had, I watched a short video not too long ago, and I was blown away because this man that made a short video, I don't know who he is, but he made a video that was short about people like Starlight, like my mentor, that there's people out there that, you know, there's a force out there that is following them, you know, around and tracking them and observing them one way or another, because I don't want them to be talking about the things that they are talking about. And I'm telling you is that those stories that you're reading or seeing, believe me, those people are not killing themselves. There are people out there that are following them and stalking them and tracking them. That is what's going on, because it's easy for people to believe things that are not real. It's harder for people to believe the truth that's really going on out in the world. So you really need to support those people out there that are using their voices, because you don't know, just because they don't say something on their YouTube channel that things are happening behind the scenes, it doesn't mean that things are not happening behind the scenes in their everyday life. Like I just watched, I didn't even know David Wilcock until a video popped up last night, and I decided to watch it, and I'm like, yeah, he knew, I'm telling you, he knew something before it happened. Like the scientist, she knew before it happened that somebody was after her. You know, she wanted to let people know, hey, if something happens, you know, she wanted people to know that there was, you know, she didn't word it that way, but that she knew that somebody was after her, you know. So you really got to really support those people out there. And you know, and the whole thing is not, if you are a YouTube influencer like Starlight, is my message to you is to fear not. Let love guide you, not fear, not to be afraid, because when any of us, as far as influencers go, or even like a scientist that, you know, is, once you are afraid, that's when, you know, and you know, you got to have a relationship with God to really be protected and safe in these situations like that. And I am gonna say, in the beginning, when I started out a year ago, I've actually have been in my car where my whole window got blown away in the front driver's window, shot. You know, it was not because of this, you know, I was on the thruway. It scared, you know, I'm surprised I didn't get in a car accident, just because I've had people hacking into my computer, my devices and everything, messing up my computer at libraries. So, you know, this has been going on with Starlight on and off throughout this whole thing. And that's why on my YouTube channel, I don't tell people where I am, because this stuff is going on. Is that I'm telling you, as far as a YouTube creator here right now, an influencer, that, believe me, there is a force out there that doesn't want people to tell you the things that they're talking about. You know, I talk about all kinds of different things on my YouTube channel. Whether people believe me or not, it doesn't matter. I'm putting my voice out, my truth out, and I knew I was putting my head out on the line here. Not too long ago, I talked to a man out in an area nearby here. I said, I am down in the rabbit hole. You know what he said? Be careful about being down in that rabbit hole, because a lot of dangerous stuff happens to people down in the rabbit hole. So I'm making this video is to let you know, is those stories that you do read out there or find on a YouTube video, is I'm telling you, those people are not crazy when they're trying to let people know that that there are people after them, is, you know, following them around, tracking them, where they're going, where they are, or whatever. Those things are absolutely true, is that those things do happen, you know. And I'm going to bring this up because it is crazy. I meet a lot of people on this journey. I've actually recently had a man with tech glasses having a conversation with me. You know, it has been, and it's right where I was parking at nighttime, you know. So people can hack it. That's why they changed the phones around, so, you know, people can track you. And that's why later on, you know, they want a chip in your hand. It's not going to just be the digital ID thing, because eventually there's going to be something that's going to get screwed up with that. Because they really want to chip your ass, because they want to know where you are. and that's why you got to really watch out who you trust. Like I mentioned yesterday about, are aliens really what you all think they are, and I had a picture on my thumbnail of police officers, because I'm telling you, the force out there, if you're a voice out there and you're standing up and you're being a voice, you're putting your ass out on the line out there to be a voice to help other people with your story and your life experience, I'll tell you what, just like in the movies, I have to say, and I'm not saying this could happen. Well, I am saying this could happen, but like in the movies, there's a lot of things with the movies that are, truthful. They put those movies out there to bring an awareness, to get people to think, get them to know that you're not crazy or just waking up, because, they could send a police officer to you anytime, wouldn't that be a scary thing, And a lot of people think that, hey, I gotta obey, the law. I gotta submit unto this officer, and that's what you gotta watch out for, because, a lot of shit has happened with Hollywood stars, throughout history, a long time. A lot of people losing their lives out there. And I'm really not a person to really talk about the Hollywood stars. I do here and there, but this is really serious stuff that's going on out in this world. And even though I'm just starting out on my YouTube channel, do you think it really matters? It matters what you're talking about. That's what matters. If you're talking about some serious stuff, putting the truth out there, it does matter. I'm not here Sunday church here. This is not Sunday school here. This is something totally different. I have gone through some crazy ass stuff, and this is why I'm here, is to bring awareness to other people so they wake up and they stop believing everything that you've been told, number one. And that, if you are an influencer out there, you are protected. That's what you need to know, is you are protected. You are safe. So just remember, do the I am affirmations. I am safe. And always to be observant to everywhere, because I'm a female and I'm out here and I'm not alone. I have the universe. I have the archangels here with me to protect me all the time, wherever I go. There was a man that just helped me out the other night. He knew what I was going through that night. My safety was definitely, there was something going on that particular night where God used a man to help me out through that night. So, and that's why you really gotta, not trust everyone out there. I don't care what they look like on the outside, and I've gone through lessons after lessons. God has been training me in this situation here, being a female. I need to really be sharp out here, being a female, and think twice, because I've learned a lot of lessons as far as my safety goes out here. And I know there's other things that the universe is going to teach me. So it's been a heck of a ride, and I'm just telling you, and I'm going to tell you why people don't actually really put their stories out there, as far as really telling you, hey, there's, for example, hey, yeah, I'm just telling you that there's people out here, they've been stalking me. You know why? Because most people wouldn't believe what they're saying. That's why people don't want to, that's why they don't do that, is because they believe that people would think, what are you, crazy? That's why they don't tell you that there's something going on. That's why I have not told you that there's something going on, because you know what? Most people wouldn't believe you even if they told you the truth, what is going on in your own reality. That's why they don't speak up. So anyway, I really hope you get a lot of help. But if you are a voice for the people, a voice for the voiceless, if you're a voice speaking your truth, I'm telling you, you got to stay positive. You got to keep on trusting in the process, and face your fears. Do not be afraid. Choose love, not fear. So that is my message today. And anything that you're going through, you gotta face your fears. You can't run away. Face your fears. There's times that you do need to run. If you need to run, you know what I'm saying? But really, when it comes to, dealing with stuff, that's why you want to, any little fears that pop up, you need to strengthen that. You need to sharpen up your sword, so you got a strong sword. Because, it starts off small as these little fears. When you learn to face those little fears, and then the universe is going to show more things that you're being afraid about, speaking up, being afraid of this, being afraid of that. And the more you face those fears, now you're getting stronger, you're getting, braver. And then you're going to have other fears, and shockers here and there, and I'll tell you, it's a tripping thing out here, to be doing what I'm doing as far as a female goes. But I know I am safe and I am protected. That's what matters. I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace. Thank you for watching. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.